Welcome students. Now we are going to learn about the 8th standard social sciences. Now what do we have in 8th standard social sciences? We have the revised syllabus given by the state board, which we are going to analyze it from starting with the analysis of the maps, then moving on to the physical conditions, then about the temperature, then the various landforms, then the banking system, the political setup. In this way the text goes on. So now first lesson what we are going to start is the reading and analyzing the maps. The first topic is in the geographical context, reading and analyzing the maps. Before going into the details of the lesson, what is the difference between a map and a photograph? I think you all are familiar with what is a map and what is a photograph. See, map is a representation of the three-dimensional geographical context of the globe in a flat sheet where you get only the two-dimensional representation. We all know that the three-dimensional representation means we have length, breadth and volume also. But when it comes to the two-dimensional representation, it is like only we have length and breadth. So on a map, you have to show only the features which are available only on two-dimensional things. Now we have three-dimensional maps also, but moving on to the context of our lesson, we are discussing only about the maps which focus on two-dimensional issues. Then what is the difference between a map and a photograph? See, if you look at a map and if you take the same location with a picture from the sky, from sky you can see the same picture like what we have here, the picture of this showing we don't have anything clear for us, we just get a movements of something. But when it comes to a map, you get the clear representation of where the boundaries are, where it is going to cut, what are the physical divisions, what are the other features of that particular land. Using that knowledge, we can utilize it for various other purposes also. But photograph is just giving a snap of that particular region of that particular time. So how did the concept of map develop from the olden days? What are the advantages that we have because of the maps? What are the various types of maps? What the types of maps show for us or reveal for us? Now we shall discuss the differences between the map and photo. See, for a map, you can get the clear picture of the land. In photo also you get the clear picture of that particular land. The next point, the map gives us a clear picture of the physical divisions. What are the major physical divisions that it has? For example, it has hills, mountains, plains, water bodies, etc. But when it comes to photograph, you can't get any clear picture of any physical divisions what are shown in the map, because a photograph is just taken a click of the present scenario from what is available for us. Except you take a 3D Google map which shows for us everything in detail from into the interior parts of the locations, you can't get any details of the photograph, or from photograph you can't get anything extra than the picture what is seen for us. And the other disadvantage what we have with photographs is we don't get the clear picture of anything, because if you see a photograph you don't understand what is exactly happening there, except a blur picture of what is going to happen there, or like a hill is located there, a palace is located there, people are standing there. Except these kind of information, you don't get any other information. And at the same time, maps can be used to get, we'll know, but like what about the rainfall of the region, what about the people of the region, what about the language, or what about the climatic conditions of that particular place, using our location of the maps. So maps are useful for us in various times. Now, who traced these maps? From how many years the human beings are using this. When was the first map written? How did the olden people preserve the map? Did they use it in the same way what we are using it? Or did they have any other forms of map? Any other techniques they have used it? We will see now. Now, how were the maps earlier, before, or what was the past history of maps? How did the maps originate? We will see now how are the maps down the ages. Moving on to maps down the ages. So the first one, or the first people to acquire the knowledge or to utilize the knowledge of drawing something or preserving a record of something through a form of map, where the first talent was to be given to the people of the Sumerians. The Sumerians are in present called the Iraq people. So the present day Iraq people, earlier known as the Sumerians as well as the Babylonians, these were the first people who utilized the knowledge of scaling something. See, for the Sumerians, they own the lands for the temples. In order to maintain the records of the temple lands, they used to make it on a tablet of mud, and they used to preserve the locations of the places using the tablet of the mud. In this way, not only the Sumerians, even the Babylonians also used to preserve the same location of maps or different areas using the knowledge of a tablet made of mud. And this Babylonians or the Sumerians traced back, the historical evidences are found that nearly 2600 years before, we are able to trace that these mud tablets, which depict the different kinds of maps showings for us, what are shown for us here, can be seen from the historical archaeological surveys. Now, it is shown for the Sumerians, they concentrated on the lands which belonged to the temples. At the same time, the Babylonians concentrated later, they moved a step further and they started to project Babylonia as a middle central location of the places, and it is surrounded by 7 triangular islands. Then we have a river which is known as the Bitter River of the region. In this way, we have various other locations shown in the mud tablet, but we have to appreciate the talent which was used by the Sumerians or by the Babylonians, showing a particular location in or a period of 2600 years earlier to the present date. For us to get the exact pictures, it took nearly 2000 years to get the perfect idea and ideology of the locations of the places. Now let us see who are the other regions who have analyzed the locations of the maps. Now, moving on to the other regions where the map was concentrated highly or developed, the people have the idea about the maps. See here, the Greek geographical analysts or the geographers who studied about the maps were Anaximander, Hector of Miletus, who belongs to Turkey, and even Herodotus has framed their own maps on the mud tablets. These tablets reveals the idea that they are familiar with the other locations and the other places. Even the Romans also have some kind of knowledge about the locations of the other places. What is necessary for them to find out about the locations of the other places? Here we have to remember one point. The point is that we have sailors. The sailors used to move from one place to another place in order to do their business or to do their merchandise. When they were familiar to do that kind of business, they need to understand what is happening in the other places. It should be the right time for them to move from one place to another place, so that the climatic conditions, the season should be ripened for them to get and take their sold output, to get the final product output of like getting their business done successfully. For all these kind of reasons, we need a perfect planning. The Romans, even for the knowledge of the kings, in order to acquire more number of colonies or to occupy various other countries, in order to expand their kingdoms and make them as their marketplaces, the Romans later and the Greeks started to study about using the knowledge of the sailors who moved from one place to another place. They asked to find out them what is the exact time of sun, like the midday time in a particular region. To how far distance is it having the same kind of midday or same kind of climatic conditions is present there. On the basis of the knowledge which is available for them, they came to a conclusion that all the midday times they started to draw a line. This line of midday timing, like when is the sun on the exact midday time of that particular place, that would be the location of that one. That is, it's a connecting line called meridian. It is also known as longitude. So now from meridian to longitude or meridian or longitude, both are familiar. So it is like basing on the sun, how much exactly middle the sunshine is extreme, or like it's at 12 o'clock, the same longitude will be present in almost all the regions. That is nearby to the equator, we get the more amount of the sunshine during the exact 12 o'clock period. In that way they have started to draw it. And at the same time they started to draw the other line opposite to that in a vertical thing, like horizontally and vertically. Here we have the other line drawing for the equal day time, like equal shade of the time. How much time they are getting the equal shade. For example, how much span is the sun being in the same kind of projection of heat at that particular place. This is called latitude. So in this way, the knowledge of longitude and latitude has passed on from the great olden people to present for us. Even today we are using the same concept of latitudes and longitudes to understand about the location of any particular place. And moving on to the example what we have, why the Greeks are considered to be the familiar people with the maps and all these things. We have heard the great name like Alexander, who had a dream to conquer the entire world. In order to conquer the entire world, he should have the idea of the where is the world starting and where is the world ending. So he came up to India in 2300 years before, earlier in 3rd century BC itself. So during that period itself, the Greeks possessed the idea of the locations of various other places which are not familiar for the other people. So from this it is very clear, from the ancient period of time we have the knowledge of the different places, different locations and different extent of the land masses in different parts of the world. So moving on to the other realities, how did we come into the exact picture of location of the maps? Who draw the exact map? Who were the others who tried to draw the exact map? What were their purposes to draw the maps? What made them to draw an exact map? What was the reaction of the others later who took over that map or who studied about the things which are done by these people? We will find out now. Now one of the famous geographer who detailedly prepared of the maps, or who is very famous, or who is considered as a father of the maps or latitudes and longitudes, I think you all know about him. He is none other than Mr. Ptolemy. Ptolemy was one of the key person who determined about the latitudes and longitudes, who tried to draw a map of his knowledge at that particular point of time. Many people were astonished later, after many years, those who came across and studied about Ptolemy's maps, who were almost exactly the same maps what we are following right now. But coming into the actual reality, we could not find any maps which are traced by them by the middle parts of the century, even it is either by the Romans or Greeks. Even if it is the Romans or of the Greeks. The Romans or Greeks, both of them have tried their level best to maintain the maps for various reasons. If you see for the Romans tried to maintain the maps according to the information what was provided for them by the sailors. At the same time, for the Greeks, in order to expand their kingdoms for the king's purpose, they have tried to maintain the maps. But moving into the actual reality,